Well, I was anxious to get in here. So hi guys. I see a bunch of you in the chat. So Penny's here, Jeannie, Stephanie, Zephyr. I knew Zephyr was here. So we've got some more people. And so, guys, I had to take Gregopedia to the eye doctor today, and I did not get up as early as I expected. So I didn't do my Wednesday world politics. So we're going to do it live. And it's early enough that people on the great, beautiful island of the United Kingdom can also watch. So I've got a new deck too. This is the Fantasy Feline deck. Super, super cute. We're going to get to know it tonight. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit how I break in a deck when I first get it. So all good things. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. I am having a very, very cold Wednesday. I'm going to check the temperature right now. Temperature is at, well, I'm just getting the stocks on Exxon. Temperature is currently cold. It's 52 and rainy here. It is super, super cold. Oh, Popcorn Planet was live. I didn't notice that. Did not notice that. So I feel bad. Not that I'm any competition for Andy Signor. Cheers to Andy Signor. So, oh, Penny, you're freezing too. Oh, and I found out this morning it is International Tea Day. Who knew? International Tea Day. It's 90 in Arizona. My girlfriend Deb is boiling hot down in Florida too. So you guys are lucky in those southern states. Southern states? It's a funny cup that I have too. The Great Indoors. The Great Indoors. Never stop exploring with your slippers on. So we are going to break in the Fantasy Feline deck. It's a sideways deck, which is different from all of the other decks that I have. I don't have any other decks that go this way. And I'm going to show you how I kind of break one in. This is fresh out of the packaging. Just for my readers out there, it's a medium cardstock. It's not a heavy cardstock. It is a linen finish. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There's a little bit of a linen finish to it. But super happy with it so far. Any deck that has gold on the side, I'm happy with. Once I show you how we break this in, we are going to talk about Joe Biden. I have a lot of questions. So Benny Johnson just did, and wife of a grumpy Marine, she'll probably jump in here in a minute. Benny Johnson just said that the Department of Justice is probably going to file elder abuse charges against her. That is pretty serious. Whenever you accuse someone of something that they really didn't do, it should be addressed. But in this case, possibly Jill Biden did do this. So let's talk about breaking in a new deck. So just some lore around tarot cards. There's lore that you should never buy yourself your own deck, and you should be gifted a deck from someone. So I'm in trouble because Amazon knows where the witch lives. But that's where that lore comes from. You really shouldn't be buying any materials. I don't believe everything Benny says either, but that's why we're going to take a look at the tarot. The lore that, you shouldn't be seen buying witchcraft supplies, divination supplies. Oddly enough, in Pennsylvania, there is still a law on the book that you can't do fortune telling there. So you have to kind of work around it if you're doing business in Pennsylvania. Which I would love to move there. I love Pennsylvania, but you can buy a deck off the interweb. You can make your own, like the story behind the marketing story behind the Mildred Payne. But what I like to do when I first get a deck, I do like to smudge it with some incense. I'm not going to burn any incense down here right now because we're a little bit tight down here. I mean, we're in a basement, but there's no ventilation. And Greg does not like incense as much as I do. So I will burn some incense and just waft my cards gently through. What was that?
Not true.
Oh, can we get some incense then?
You can burn incense.
Would you get me some?
Now I gotta work.
Now you gotta work.
I'm half blind. I can't do anything.
You are not half blind.
I can't see anything.
Can you not?
I can't.
All right, you have to bring down the incense holder
I
too.
have glaucoma. I can't see my ass doing anything.
So we'll get started while he's doing that. Some people left immediately. So, and I'm going to change my background just so it's a little bit easier to see here, boys and girls, without my fun background there. That's a little bit easier. So, one of the techniques that you can do to break in your deck is called seasoning your deck. One of the things that you can do is you can put it through the incense, like I said. You can shuffle them. That's like a very easy method of making this deck your own. What does this do? It creates energy, wind throughout the deck, helps the deck get more familiar with you. Another way that you can do it is something called washing the deck. And you'll see me do this periodically. If you ever have someone who cannot shuffle a deck, is unable to handle the deck like that, they could just do this. And you're basically just mushing them around. You just mush them around, make them a little crazy, and then bring them back. Bring them back into a big pile. And if you're lucky like me, you can get it all at once, so you don't have to pick up a bunch of cards at the same time. Another thing you can do is you can put your crystals on it. The selenite I use to clean the decks off. I also use it to clean off the surface. This is from my good friend Alicia Wicker, aliciawicker.com, spelled with a Y. Alicia is spelled with a Y. It just clean, and then you just touch that into the ground, disperse the energy out of it. Domine, Domine, Requiem. You didn't grab the incense holder. It's on the other side of the...
I'm the incense holder.
Oh, so here's the incense holder. So you would just put your deck into the incense, or in some cases I do ruffle. What is that, dragon's blood? Or
I believe it is dragon.
Is it dragon's blood? Spicy with the dragon's blood.
Your soul.
Woo! You know what? Don't put it out my nose. I'm afraid you're gonna burn me. Everyone's saying hi to you. Are you speaking Italian? Boppity boopy. Oh, that's my crazy husband. There's an incense holder right behind me on the other side of the screen. Thank you. Oh, I smacked him right in the tuchus. So shuffle him up a little.
This is OF.
And it's not OF. Believe me, I would have hit you harder. It's getting a little wild here.
Don't need the ball game?
Woo! That is someplace around here. Don't ask. We have Halloween costume pieces all over the place. So with all that excitement and the new Fantasy Feline, but look at how cute. Look at that cute kitten. I could not say no to this deck. It was a little bit expensive. It was, I think, about $49 with shipping. Got it on eBay. Don't be fooled, because there is a postcard set for $25. I got all excited and almost bought that by mistake. Learned my lesson, though. I did some reading. So, all right, let's get started. We're going to talk about Jill Biden. I'm going to make this nice and big so you guys can really appreciate this deck as we get to know it. Oh, let me know in the chat. Do you want me to do a get to know you spread with this deck just to see like what kind of deck it's going to be like? And I'm going to read it all in the upright. I'm going to read it all upright for today so we can just really appreciate the pictures. Don't worry about it. You know what we're going to do? Let me see. Because my live, the questions. Sure. Zephyr said sure. Okay. So this is like a getting to know your deck. We'll shuffle. Oh, fun deck. Mecha Lecca Hi, Mecha Heiny Ho. What can you tell me? This is an easy spread you can do when you get a new deck just to find out what it's all about. So what new things will I learn from you? How will you work best? What secrets about me will you reveal? And what will you be used best for? So what will I learn about this deck? Wheel of Fortune, about the good things. Beginnings of journeys, it will work best with. What will I learn from it? Ace of Wands, I will learn to have more sparks of creativity. This, I think, is a great sign because one of the as you go further and further into your psychic journey, sometimes you second guess those what Lori Williams from Intuitive Specialist, she calls it like an aperture, like in a camera. Sometimes you start to question those sparks of psychic vision. And how are you going to work best? Five of Cups, for things that are disappointing for people. So that's good. This is a disappointment we're talking about. Jill Biden, did she knowingly enable Joe Biden to stay in office despite serious health concerns? Welcome everybody to the chat. Glad to have you guys here.
I think she also stole fizzy lifting drinks.
Two of Cups. It was a partnership. So give me more about that. Give me more. Give me more. Ace of Cups. Six of Swords. And Five of Swords. I think there's a lot of ego in this, guys. I don't necessarily... Did she know he was sick? Yeah, but I think he did too. I think this deck is adorable. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 30 folks in the chat. Please hit the like on your way in. And we are talking about Jill Biden and the potential of her to get in trouble for continuing to allow Joe to reign and rule and continue with the last campaign. So at the end of this, depending on how long I stay on, I will do personal readings, $5 super chats. You can also use any of my Cash Apps. Hello, Outer Limits. It is great to see you. Love to see Outer Limits in the chat. So hope you are off-world, my off-world friend, because there's a lot of drama down here. Right, Zeph? Penny D, you know what I'm talking about.
No.
Huh?
Drama.
That's a drama-free zone, right?
Zone, I thought.
Yeah.
Here, that the interweb provide.
The interweb provides peace and serenity in the light.
No, you said don't go into the light. You said no. Stephen, not yet.
Throw me the tennis ball.
Mom, number one.
Right out of thin air. I'm sorry. Greg and I do this. We get into movie mode and we just start going with it. So I think that Joe and Jill were in this together. I think they both knew. It wasn't like they were keeping this from Joe or anything like that to keep Jill in power. I think they both knew. I think they were like, wow, let's ride this bicycle till the wheels fall off. So, it sounded like Courageous Cat, didn't I? That wasn't Courageous Cat. What was the villain's name? You say? What was his name?
Yes, but he was the...
He's the anti-Courageous Cat.
Yeah, but it was that's the voice of... Oh, what's his name? Evie...
It doesn't. Joe Biden doesn't telling it. So I think Ace of Cups, the next term, I think they had big plans for the next term. I think the next term was where they were going to lock down, not getting in trouble for a lot of things. This is important because I think that's why we saw the swath of pardons go out by auto pen. Who doesn't want an auto pen?
Like auto-tune?
It is like auto-tune. Five of Swords. Now the situation has turned into a fight. So that's where we're at. Disappointment. What is true motivation for Jill Biden? I almost said Joe. It's hard to say Joe and Jill. Joe and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
I'm not a fan of his, but
not a fan of who?
Not a fan of his.
of Ace
Clay.
Ventura?
Clay.
Or Clay? What's his name?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Dice Clay. Oh! Everybody from New Jersey can make that noise.
I like Gilbert Gottfried's version of Andrew Dice Clay.
I like Gilbert Gottfried's version of
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. So all right. So Stephanie is asked, Stephanie, I am going to ask that question. I'll get to that in a second. I wonder if anything can be overturned. And Penny D is saying she thinks that Jill is all about the power. And Outer Limits, we'll look at that. We will look at that. I'm gonna mark both of those, Stephanie and Outer Limits. Keep them coming, kids. I will answer your questions. So what is her true motivation? I have a feeling it's going to be marathon. I think I'm going to be here for a while, Greggy.
Is Outer Limits on a large rectangular spaceship with Don, Ken, and Kurt?
I don't think so.
No? No, I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. So true motivation. Was it love? Was it love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? What? You're singing a totally different song from me.
Shut up. People gotta walk around here.
We're losing watchers. So was it love?
What?
9 of Pentacles. There's something hiding that. We can clarify that. Was it legacy? 4 of Pentacles, absolutely preserving that legacy. Remember what I say about the oh, hi Rick Paul. Rick Paul, I do believe we said that. Absolutely. I think it's a psychic score. Let me do a little video. Here, we'll do a little video for the psychic score.
Is that Popeye?
Huh?
Is that Popeye? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it is. Psychic score. All right, so we got love, legacy, absolutely. If you remember, I've said time and time again that I don't think that library is going up until they're not going to break ground until Joe is 6 feet under. So yeah, I know.
They can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So here's a big one, Penny. This one's for you. Is it for the power? The moon. It's to protect the power behind the scenes. That's what it's for. He is a puppet. He is I'm your puppet. All right. So was there any pressure from party insiders to keep Joe in the spotlight? Yeah, Stephanie, I don't think that library's happening either. I think they're gonna have problems. Like it's gonna be like a high water table when they break ground. There's gonna be all kinds of issues. So was there any pressure from party insiders on Jill to keep Jose in the spotlight? Absolutely. Well, Rick Paul, that's Rick. We are amazing psychics. You are an amazing psychic. If any of you are not following Rick Paul, go on over there. Go give him a sub right now. Go give him a sub right now. He is an amazing, amazing psychic. So who was it? We've got the 3 of Pentacles. We've got some people. I'm getting 3 of Cups, people that benefit from this, and 9 of Cups. It's the lucky ones, the lucky ones. So this 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups are telling me that in the 3 branches of the American government that we have one headliner in each one. All of them are actually running the government. Now, you may say the executive branch, well, that's the president. Is it? Is it always, though?
Secret president.
Secret president. It could be secret president. If you were around in my last couple of readings, or if you saw the production reading I did on Joe Biden, I think that Nancy Pelosi was gearing up to put herself first in line. I don't think she was going to let Kamala take over. If Joe got in and Joe got sick, I think Kamala would have stepped down for some reason. And I think Joe would have been gone and it would have cleared the path for Nancy. I think Nancy Pelosi was supposed to be President Pelosi. So
President, not the first lady, the president.
no, you can call me madam. So yeah, that's actually what I think is going on. Was there pressure from outside of the United States? Did we have pressure from the outside of the United States to keep him in power?
Yeah, they probably got money from Putin so he can keep his war going.
Pooty, go home.
I wouldn't be surprised if we were getting money on both sides of that conflict.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. So Gregopedia is saying he wouldn't be surprised if there was money coming from both sides of the conflict to keep that conflict going. So from outside, yes. Is it for a hi wifey? I was just talking about you, sweetie. Is it for an NWO? Is it for that NWO that they were talking about once upon a time? Affirmative. Yes. We've got Ace of Wands. This is Fool with the Ace of Wands. This is bring it all down, blow it all up, and we're going to rebuild it from the bottom up. And I have always said, so I'm a big fan of The Time Machine. I love the book, The Time Machine. I love the original 1960s movie. And not Grover Cleveland's Time Machine, not that one. So not the one in the Vatican either. So I don't know if I want to be a Morlock or an Eloy. I certainly don't want to be on the menu. I don't want to be soft and boneless. And they were very beautiful and blonde in the original movie, but in the book they were kind of soft and boneless, and they looked like little kids, like more like pygmies. I think that what the deep state is trying to do is use the masses, people like you and me, regular people, use us to build up the world, create the infrastructures. Now we add AI. AI becomes the slave trade. They're going to be the slave. What am I trying to say? The slave demographic, slave community, slave population. How many times can I say slave? And I don't think you can say that on YouTube. I think that gets in trouble. But they're going to be the slave population, AI, and then the elite, the people that live in the capital, are going to live fat and happy, and they're going to have everything on automatic, pilot. So, Page of Pentacles, New World Order, Five of Cups, turning away from the useless bits. Turning away from the useless bits and not worrying about what kind of spilled milk we have, not worrying about what kind of, bless you, honey, good people that are going to be left behind under the steamroller. So, yeah, I do think that there's pressure, and I think it is to build up a different kind of culture, world culture, not just American culture. So there we go. Let me pull one of these questions. Hang on one second. What's that?
Would we have to be listening to a lot of Yanni after that?
I don't think they're going to listen to any music, quite frankly.
That's world music.
Huh?
World music.
No.
Yes, it is.
I don't think so.
He made the Olympics theme.
He made the Olympics theme? Yeah. All right. So, Stephanie, I wonder if everything he did in office could be overturned, null and void. Got your question, Penny. I got it. So let's drill down on this one, because I if I say everything, I'm definitely going to get a maybe on if I say everything. But what about the pardons for his family? Are they going to address those presidential pardons for his family? Because if he didn't order them, that's a thing, right? That's a thing. He didn't order them. If somebody else used that auto pen.
Give him the code red. You're goddamn right.
So specifically the pardons for the Biden family. Specifically, can they be overturned? Let's look at that. The star in the future. We're going to see that in the future. Oh my God, how cute is that kitty? How cute is that card? Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. So, better question. Will they attempt to overturn it? I just got Cash Patel right to the brain. Cash Patel to the brain. The moon. They're working on things undercover. 8 of Wands, speed, communication. This is the hardest. Outer Limits, a great deck, right? I got this on eBay. It's the Fantasy Feline deck. Really, really cute. Really cute. Well worth the money I spent on it. So 8 of Wands, this is so hard for me to teach my students because typically in the Rider-Waite, it's just a bunch of sticks flying through the air. People are like, I don't know, it's sticks. One of my students was like, I don't know, it's a bunch of sticks. So yeah, a couple of wavy lines. And it's speed and communication, movement. Hi, Karen. How are you, darling? Karen, do me a favor. When you get home, send me an email because I think I owe you a reading. I think I owe you a video, and I don't think I did it. So Karen, please do that. I think if we get enough people in here, if we get 100 people in here, I'll give away a reading too. I'll give a reading away. So, Humanaki, good to see you. Another off-worlder. Love that. Love that. Tammy, it's great to see you in the chat too. I hope you're feeling well, honey. I hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing well. Summertime. I bet you are busy out there on that ranch. All right, so no, it's cattle ranch. Oh. She's got cattle. So, and the Fool, they're gonna go right back to the start of his pardons. They're gonna go right back to the start. Now, does this take some time? Yeah. Do we see them flipping this stuff over during the lifetime of Joe? When I did my reading on him the other day, I don't think he's going to make it through the summer. I think he's seeing his last summer. So are we going to have Joe convicted? 10 of Pentacles. No. Oh, that's good to hear. Humanaki. I got your statement question there. I got it, baby. Everybody throw up some hearts for Tammy because she's got good numbers. That's good to hear. Clapping, doing all that crazy stuff. I am glad to hear that she's on the mend. And you know what? While we're at it, wife of a grumpy Marine could use some flowers today. So I want to throw some flowers up for her. I can buy myself flowers. There you go. Wifey, I sent you some flowers. So give some hearts for Tammy and some flowers for wifey. She needs a little perk today. A little perk. So I don't think they're gonna get him. I do think that they're gonna go after the family. They're gonna. So while we're at it, what about Hunter? Let's talk about Hunter. Nimrod. We can say his name now.
Yeah, I like Nimrod better.
I did like Nimrod better too.
Had that double meaning.
So, how's Hunter feeling right now? Thank you guys for putting those flowers and hearts up. You guys are the best. This is a really nice community. And I will let you guys know I'm going to be making a little bit of a statement in the future. It's not today, Mr. Potter. But I feel that I need to make a statement about some things that have been going on, and some things that have been happening to a friend of mine and that I don't like. So we'll be discussing it at another time. I have to figure out how I want to talk about this. So, I don't. If you guys type in all caps, it doesn't make a difference. I can't really see. I'm not wearing my reading glasses. The weird thing is, I have reading glasses, I have distance glasses, and I need a workspace glass because my screens are far enough away that I need glasses. But if I lean in, I can actually see pretty well. Hi, Carnilla. Hi, Carnilla. Carnilla, I was talking to one of your country mates about snap election. I was getting an understanding about how snap elections work, and I was advised by my good friend Trevor that the snap elections come through Parliament, but they're usually influenced by the press. So I thought that was very interesting. Very interesting. Is that is dragon's blood? Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah.
Why aren't we burning more dragon's blood in the house?
Yeah.
It's not.
It is dragon blood.
Yeah, Mary.
Where do you find a dragon? There's no mountain of gold anywhere around here.
No mountain of gold. Mary, they were going to do the trifocals for me, and my the optician said they really don't work that well for the way my vision is. So he said you're better off having the two different glasses. So I'm like a wacko pulling them on and off. I look like a crazy person. Today I tried to drive in the rain without them. Oh, wifey, you do. I'm going to talk to you about that later, wifey, about your trifocals. So, all right. So what's going to happen to Hunter? Let's find out what's going to happen to Hunter. How is Hunter feeling in the mo? In the mo.
He's probably not feeling it.
Empress, he's trying to make something happen. He's trying to get himself sober. Temperance. Hunter is trying to clean up his act under the surface. 3 of Cups. Trying to, come on, get happy. Probably doing like massive meditation. What's in his past? Look at that devil card. Look at that devil card. There we go. So the devil card, 10 of Pentacles up top. Oh, he is manifesting away, isn't he? But in the future, the Hierophant. Oh dear. Oh dear. How do you guys like this with the spread? Actually fills up the table really nicely, I think. Yeah, Tammy, this is a first time out for this deck. It's the Fantasy Feline deck. I bought it for myself for Mother's Day. Spoiled myself. I didn't know I wanted it, so I couldn't tell anyone in my family that I wanted it. I had a lovely Mother's Day from my people here, but this I saw like on Mother's Day, and I was like, "Ooh, is that cute?" So, Hunter. So Hunter here is cultivating temperance. He's trying to sober up. The devil card, whenever we get this, it really is about doing the things that feel good, not necessarily what is good. So I think we kind of know that was kind of Hunter's gig. I read what was her book? The girlfriend, the baby mama. I read her book. There's a lot of partying going on. Like there was just a lot of partying going on. And that's okay. His father even said he had some demons to fight. Devils, if you will. But here, in the moment, he is 10 of Pentacles, being really happy, trying to manifest, trying to live this happy life. He's trying to now appreciate the privilege and things that he has. So, wifey, they actually make a postcard set. So you can get the postcard set if you want. It's a little bit cheaper. It was about $25. So all this is on eBay. So I'll pull it up before we're done. I'll drop the link and I'll put it in the description if you guys want to come back to the video. So here, I don't know if he's having like a midlife. I mean, Hunter's what, my age? I think he's my age. He might be a little bit younger. if he's having a midlife and he's finally realizing like I really did have all this privilege and I should be more appreciative of it, I think he's kind of hit that wall. I think that's kind of the point that he's out. Carnilla, the pricing is open now. I'm sorry, Carnilla, let me just drop that in there. So we're going to take 2 seconds here, kids. 2 seconds. Paste. Oh, wait. We're not going to do that. Oh, yeah, that's correct. So, boys and girls, I am having a flash sale for the next 2 days. I'm going to turn it off on Friday. You can book any hour reading with me anytime in the future for just $99. So, tremendous discount. You guys can go ahead over. You can book now if you want. Would love to see some of you on my schedule. I am going to be MIA for the weekend, but if you have an issue, if you have an emergency reading, just let me know. I can try and squeeze you in. Our plans got canceled and then they went up in the air. We may be having our plans again. I don't know what's happening. So Greg is working. So if it's raining, if I don't have any plans, if I'm not like neck deep in the garden,
You speaking jive?
I am not speaking jive. I may just clear space in my schedule. So I may open up for Sunday. If I'm going to do that, I will make this pricing available for you. So you guys can go on over. You can do that. Let me pull that comment down. So thank you for reminding me, Carnilla. Thank you, because I did make it available today. It was supposed to be available tomorrow, but I said, I'm going to go live tonight. I'll make it available tonight. So super, super cool. I got so much going on, guys. I've got the jewelry company, Otter Spirit, now has me as an ambassador. That's so much fun. They only ask for like 1, 2, or 3 minute video. And like, I'm like talking about them all the time because I really do like the company. So pretty stoked about that.
You know how many times she's been selling me?
How many times have I been selling you?
Yeah. The jewelry.
Oh, you? Yes, I've said to Greg, what do you think? What do you think of these? What do you think of these? I'm going to put them on the kittens. So we're going to have kitten pictures with them. Susan, I went live. I was at the doctor all morning with Greg. So Greg was at the eye doctor. So we were I was intending to do a production video. I didn't get to it, so I went live. So this will be available later. So I think Hunter is really trying to clean up his act because of this, because of that guy right there, the Hierophant. Hierophant for me, when I read it, and if you guys are readers, you may read the Hierophant a little bit differently. It may not be quite so much an entity as it is for me. For me, it's seats of power. It's the school. It's the church. It's Parliament. It's the White House. It's the Kremlin. It's, the Intergalactic Federation. It's the OSI.
OSI.
The OSI. Yeah. So, it really, for me, it comes up as a very different, and this is something that's developed over 35 years of tarot practice. Originally I was like, okay, the Hierophant is rules and regulations, but now it's really where those rules and regulations come from. So this is what's headed for Hunter. What does he have to be worried about when that comes? 2 of Cups, in it neck deep, being a part of the equation. 6 of Wands, being integral to the success of the situation. Knight of Cups, cultivating that situation, really making it work. And then the Hermit, leaving somebody out in the wind. And the 6 of Swords, running from the situation. Carnilla, hang on one second. So Carnilla, if you go over to otterspirit.com, you can do a drop down and it'll say, you can do it by astrology. You can do it by intention. So you can either drop down and look at your sun sign, or you can look at your intention. So if you want to look at luck, you can look at that. we could even take a brief journey over there, and we'll see what we got. See what we got. Let's see. And let me share this. I am going to share my screen, kids. Sharing my screen. We'll do this in real time for Carnilla. So here we go. We're going to shop by Zodiac. You said Cancer. And then they've got the Cancer bracelet pack. Let's see what this one does. Open it up here, and it has Jade for luck, Moonstone for the guiding light. I am guided by grace, and Aquamarine for soothing. Or you can go up here for intention.
You also have asbestos and uranium.
Shh, stop that.
Oh, not that kind of cancer.
Money and success, I think we have. And this is the money bracelet, and I believe this has jade in it as well. Green jade, citrine, which is a success stone, and avertine. I never say that right. That's optimism. What else? We can go back. And then here's the good luck bracelet. I love this one. There's minis and regular sizes too. So this has aventurine, I think it said. Multi-asmonite, which I love, and the blue apatite. I always say that. I have trouble saying that too. So yeah, it's beautiful though. This is a gorgeous set. So so yeah, guys. So if you want to go on over there, if you do shop with them, well, I'm not a crystal expert. I'm certainly not a crystal expert. But if you want to shop with them, use my code, and at no additional cost, you get some money off, and I get commission on it. So I do it jewelry. I am dying for the moonstone necklace. I want the mini moonstone necklace. So I'm pretty excited about that. So wifey, is Hunter getting clean and sober? Let's see where he is in that process, because I do think that he is making some effort to clean up his act. So Ace of Wands, it's a little bit of a struggle. He's a little bit ambitious about it. King of Pentacles, there's something about his legacy that he is working on. He is trying to cultivate that legacy. Over here, Eight of Swords, he's got issues. And the Seven of Wands, I don't think that Hunter is ever going to be 100% sober. I just don't. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think what's going to wind up happening is he's going to be clean for a while, and then summer's going to come along, or it's going to be somebody's wedding, or there's going to be some other event that he has to maybe have a glass of champagne at, and it's going to take him down a path that he doesn't really need to go down. So I think he's going to struggle with it. There's I know there's California sober. People talk about being California sober, which means that you still smoke, and I think you still take hallucinogens, or maybe that's Portland sober. There's a Portland sober too, where you're still partaking in certain things, which is crazy. So sober as a sober does. Sober is sober. So so there it is. So let's see what else we had here. Let's pull up the outer limits. I wonder if there may be more shenanigans other than elder abuse. Was she actually performing some tasks on behalf of the POTUS, unbeknownst to people? Maybe help from 44 as a pseudo third term. Big question. I'm going to unpack that bit by bit. Okay, so I'm going to take the question down because it's large, but I can still see it here. I'm not looking at your chat. I'm going to watch your chat over there. And outer limits, you're absolutely right. The toasting glass becomes a bottle, and it goes from there. Yeah, it really does. So All right. So let's see. Were there any other shenanigans going on? Was Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, was she performing decision making on behalf of the office of the president? Knight of Cups. All I can hear is it's what Joe would have wanted. It's what Joe would have wanted.
That's all we got.
I've been married to Joe for a long time. It's what Joe would have wanted. Was she getting help from 44? Eight of Cups. I think he flew the coop a while ago. I think he stepped away when the term seemed to be failing. I think he stepped away. I think it was. Yep. The Fool, Queen of Wands. That's Michelle. That's Michelle. I think this is the effort to get Michelle to step in, to get Michelle to come in. And how easy is it to do a third term when it's your wife? I said wife. So I think, yeah. But I think that was before he said, we're out of here. Like we, it's just getting too messy. Psychically, what it feels like to me is that there was a really, really big party, like in Bachelor Party. It was like a really big party in a hotel, and it got really, really messy in there. And I think the O's said, let's get out of here before somebody asks us to start doing dishes. Let's scoot out. Let's bug out of here. So I do think that's that. I think we had some participation. What about the S guy? His son's now, isn't his son or grandson is now dating Huma Abedin. So much fun to say. So not fun to think about. Huma Abedin. Bless you. What is going on with you?
The dragon's blood.
Quit showing off. So my cousin Michael went to Catholic school. He's in his 30s now, and he's kind of a wise guy. Angus looks just like him, and it's a great musician too. And so one of the nuns yelled at him. He's sneezing really obnoxiously. She had enough, and she goes, "Michael, quit showing off." So every time he sneezes, I say, "Quit showing off." So, yeah, Wiener and Soros. Wiener, there's like nothing attractive about him. He looks like a bone with a little bit of skin hanging on it. So, all right.
It reminds me of that end of the chicken wing that like you don't eat. It's like all like
Grizzly.
It's like it's literally just skin and bone. Like,
yeah, he looks like one of those guys that, like, when we were in college. Remember when we were in college and there was like that friend of yours that you had that was like a Tour de France kind of bike rider, and like would like run up mountains, like kind of like Tim, our friend Tim. Now I almost said his whole name, but like kind of just sinewy and like a little too overworked out. Good day, Dave Murphy. How are you? Dave Murphy has entered the chat. Everyone, give Dave Murphy a good day. Good to see you in the chat, my friends. It's early there. I don't think they eat shrimp in the morning.
I'm sure they hate
that. Well, they don't drink Foster's. I know that.
No.
Yeah, that's
like, yeah.
I think I had one Foster's in my whole life, and
it's okay, but
it's so big.
What is the beer? Well, that's just the oil can. What beer do they drink in Australia?
Dave, what beer do you drink in Australia? Like, what's the go-to?
It's an imported beer called Budweiser.
Right now, Greg is you're like doing the Modelo's, right? You're like all keen on Modelo's right now.
Well, I'm primarily a German lager drinker. But for the summer, I do like the Mexican beers, which are actually Dutch beers. But...
Mexican beers, which are actually Dutch beers. All right. So, is Soros behind it all? VB or Corona?
VB?
What's VB, Dave?
Venture Brothers? They have a beer?
Knight of Wands. That is a yes for the Sorosians. Sorosians. Castlemaine quadruple. Oh, Victoria Bitters.
Oh, okay.
Page of Cups.
I'll ask him in the chat.
The Magician. So, yes, this is a generational thing. That Sorosian family is behind it. They are, but it's generational. So, yeah, absolutely generational. They've got a long line of people. It's not just the one dude. I can't spell either. Outer Limits. Like, God bless spell check. So we should get that.
What?
That Victoria Bitters. Remember, Dave Murphy's going on tour. He's going to be here in November.
Is he?
Yeah, he's going to be in New York in November. We're going to coordinate with him. It's the Dave Murphy tour. We're getting tour shirts made up, Dave.
Dave Murphy tour.
All right. So, that is a shame. All right. Let me go back to my list of questions. Let me see what I got here. Does Joe Biden have the mental clarity to make his own decisions right now? Does he have the mental clarity to make his own decisions right now?
He didn't have him as president. Why would he have him?
One card. Page of Wands. He's very emotional based ideas. He doesn't think them through. So if you say, Joe, do you want ice cream? He goes, yes, before he thinks about whether he's had dinner.
Yeah.
The moon.
Stage, huh?
Yeah. Penny, good question. I'm going to bring that up here. So do we already have it? Is it already affecting his Abby normal? Abby someone?
That's going to be our name for the thankful.
Abby normal?
Yes.
Oh, good Lord. Gregopedia is going to be pulling a tank. When is that happening?
June 8th.
Yeah, let's talk to physical therapy and chiropractics before.
I'm going to be like 20 other people. I'm really not going to be doing much. I'm going to be faking it.
You just said that on the internet.
Oh, yeah, guys. Yeah, good pull. Yeah. Bully. Maybe Oh, I need to find a leopard skin unitard.
Is that thunder?
What? I don't think so.
Is Angus drumming?
I don't know. I think it's an airplane.
I can't tell the difference between an airplane and my son drumming. All right, is it already in his brain? 5 of Cups. He's on his way out. Yeah. Oh, you guys can see the linen finish on this. Real good. Right here, you can see that linen finish. That is a shame. That is a shame. All right, so what influence did Hunter have over his father's decision making? Judgment. Final word. 9 of Pentacles, but that's secret. That's secret. Lovers, they were in it together. Remember, for me, the lovers are always cooperative business arrangements. 5 of Cups was concealing. 6 of Swords, making sure they didn't know. Yeah, wifey, I'm with you on that too. 8 of Cups. That's why. Oh, another psychic score. That's why.
That might be thunder.
That's some really long thunder. This is why Hunter's kind of disappeared off the radar screen. He was sitting at the table. When they said he was sitting there with his father making, he was present at all the meetings because he was filtering all of the decision making. That's a shame. That's a shame. So Dave Murphy, I had another psychic score. Let's do a little celebration. Psychic score. Mama always said, no one honks your horn unless you do. Dave Murphy, thank you for letting me know that. I'm going to have to, I have to like post up my psychic scores. Like I got to figure out, maybe on Sundays I should do that. Psychic scores of the week. I should do that. If it's in his bones, he would be doped up on pain medicine. I think you're right. Outer Limits said our glorious leader has suffered 3 personal property arson attempts. There are now 3 individuals with country connections. Also, really? Oh, is it official that he's in hospice? Penny, did they announce that? I heard someone say he was terminal today, and that was the first time I heard that. That's shocking. Outer Limits, I'm going to have to do a bigger reading on that. I need more information. On that. All right. So what role is Jim Biden playing behind the scenes? Jim Biden, brother of Joe Biden, deeply, deeply wrapped up in the whole thing. What about Jim Biden? The Fool. Justice, looking for a fresh start from Justice. Is he going to squeal? Oh, Jim Biden's he's going to try and protect the family legacy. And say, I love my brother, but he was out of his mind at the time. Look at that world card. Cute, right? Cute kitten. That's what Gandalf looks like right now. So I think he is going to say, listen, Joe, when he was good, he was great. But the last few years he was really sick. And, he tried to do everything that he signed up to do. That's what they're going to say. That's going to be the story, kids. Mark my words. That is, I am going to make a where is it? That is a future cast. So future cast, Jim Biden is going to say that Joe was such a great guy that he was trying to finish the job that he signed up for. So that's the blank check that they're going to write him. He was trying to finish the job. He was trying to be a good American. So I think Trump was very gracious, and Trump is not a mean guy. He's not going to, pee in somebody's cornflakes. He's just not going to do that. Some of you may have a different opinion, but I think when it comes down to it, I think he is pretty gracious and fair. The debate that he had with Joe Biden this last term, the last campaign, I think he was pretty gracious, and that was also another psychic score. I said he's gonna step back and just be like, I don't know what to say. This guy's kind of a mess. He's kind of a mess. So, boop, 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 boop.
We beat Medicare.
We beat Medicare. We finally beat Medicare. So, Humanaki, will they discover the Obama house and underground access to the White House? And was it Obama using the auto pen all along? You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. Love you. So, will they discover Obama house had underground access to the White House? Will they discover?
That was a South Park episode.
Magician, Four of Pentacles, Justice, and the Fool. They're going to say that those were there. I don't know how they got there. They were always there. It's a very old city, you know. It's a very old city with some weird stuff in it. So I think they're going to say they were always there. They didn't make use of them.
Washington put them in.
What Washington put them in? George Washington.
That's how far of a thinker he was. He didn't even think of underground trains at the time, but he knew that they would be happening.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what they're going to say. How will they respond to security questions about that? Page of Cups. We're not worried about security. Security, security is what it is. Yeah, Dave Murphy, apparently there's a lot of tunnels under Washington, D.C. that connect different things. Let's put it that way. So, is Ashley Biden involved in any family decisions? Ashley Biden is the daughter. The daughter. I had two cards. The Fool and Justice. I think she's kind of doing her own thing. She's got a weird relationship with both of her parents. There's no sweetness to that daddy-daughter relationship. It almost feels like she was raised by other people. Like she was raised by babysitters and people that were helping out. Jill was there, but not up to her neck. Oh, Stephanie. Let's see. One card. I got the Knight of Wands. I'm taking it in reverse. That says didn't shield her from a lot. Wasn't very careful about what was heard or said. So I don't know if he was actually inappropriate with her, but I think he was kind of lax. Will Jill remarry when he's gone? Queen of Pentacles. There will be a book. We're going to start there. There is going to be a book. And it will be a sanitized version of their life together. And the purpose of the book is going to be, well, here's our life story. I wrote everything down there. Instead of asking me about it on the stand or writing a statement, I've already written it down. I already know what you need to know. This is what you need to know. Anything else she's going to say, I can't remember. I wrote everything down for the book. I made notes for the book. So everything's in there. If if it's not in there, I can't remember it. That's our workaround there. I know she mentioned in her diary about showers. I know she did. I know she did. Ugh. Gross.
The only way you can make a shower dirty.
Gross. Gross. Outer limits. I think rather than selective memory, it's a strategic action. I think it's a strategic action. There's all the information. You have all the information. It's right there. It's in my book. Devil, Empress. I was just a wife and a mother. I was just a wife and a mother and a first lady. I was a first lady. I was a doctor. So, Dr. Jill. A fantastic doctor, according to Whoopi Goldberg. Fantastic. Education.
Yeah.
But Whoopi Goldberg was like, she's a real doctor. A real medical doctor. Somebody at the office told me that. She's a real medical doctor. I was like, no, she's not. She's doctor of education. All right. So, will the Biden family face public scandal involving these elder abuse allegations? I said the A word. Again, in the future, we've got the future here. King of Wands. This again is like a Cash Patel dude. Cash Patel. Wheel of Fortune. Something is going to fall in his lap. 3 of Swords. That doesn't look good. 5 of Wands. Someone's going to convolute this public scrutiny. Someone's going to make it very convoluted. I think it's when Joe passes on. Yeah, if they lose the focus of the case, if they lose their character for the case, I think they lose a lot. So maybe when I saw that 8 of Wands, they're going to kind of hustle along on it and try and get things going. Let's get this party going. There's a party going on right here. Cash Patel is gonna make it clear. Okay, so
Your suppositories.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that's here. So, very interesting. I just got my Hay House subscription box, even though I thought I canceled it.
Oh, well.
Once again, Debbie's going to get more cards. So, will Ashley speak out about her father's condition? Will she speak out about her father's condition? No, she's locked down right now. Locked down. She's looking forward to this part of it being over. Will Ashley speak out after he's gone? Will Ashley speak out after he's gone? A card that jumped out. No, they've got her locked down again. More lockdown. She is locked down on like 5 levels. What is the motivating factor to keep her so quiet? 5 of Pentacles. She does not want to be out in the cold. What does Ashley do? Ashley She needs the money. She needs money coming in from the family. I don't think she's well heeled. I don't think she's super, super well heeled. So there it is. There it is. Woo! International Tea Day. Let me grab a sip of this. Delicious cup of tea. And boys and girls, I am going to drop my outer otter spirit link again. I'm going to drop it again just so you guys see it in the chat. Come on, she needs a little. Hubba what? All right, guys. Oh, Popcorn Planet is still going live. They are still live right now, and I think Foxy is still live too. Bum 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 bum. All right, guys. We're gonna open it up for you all. You ready? Da, 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 da. And there we go, guys. Whoop! I almost broke my desk just now. All right, we're open for personal questions with the Kitty Cat deck. Let's go. If you want pop culture, just put them all in caps. If you want personal questions, drop your super chats, and we are off and running. I'm going to start off with a gratis reading for my girl, Wife of a Grumpy Marine. And we're just going to do some cards for you. This is gratis, wifey. Do not do a super chat, please. Oh, Lady of the Lake. Hi, Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake did a past life regression. Last weekend. There we go. Hi, Lady of the Lake.
I just have a past life. She's an immortal.
Lady of the Lake is immortal, isn't she? So just want to remind you guys. Whoop. We are open for personal questions, $5 super chats. If you are so inclined to keep my channel well oiled and running, keeping me a good partner with the tube of the use. But I'm going to do a gratis reading for my gal wifey there. If you want pop culture readings, just put them all in caps. No super chats. So, wifey, what do you need to know for the rest of your week? When I spoke with you earlier, you were watching SpongeBob SquarePants. Wifey, you didn't have to do that. Wifey. So, wifey went ahead and gave me a super chat. Let's see how your brother's doing. 10 of Wands. That looks good. That looks good. 9 of Swords. I know it's a little tense and nerve-wracking right now, but just sit tight. Sit tight. 10 of Wands is a good sign. Star underneath. We're going to have a journey to go through. And Queen of Wands in the reverse place. Gotcha, Stephanie. 9 of Cups. Wifey, this is great. 9 of Cups at the top. You know what that is? That's our wish card. That's all good things. This is like the Sun card. We got a good one. We got a good one. Ace of Pentacles in the future. New start. Remember, when we're talking about medical stuff, when we get Swords, it's sometimes surgery. Sometimes we got to cut something out. We've got a little swords here. But these swords, the 9 of swords, is more about the anxiety and tension around the situation. When we talk about the wands and medical stuff, sometimes that is medications that are hot. If you know anything about Eastern medication, there are some herbs that are hot, some are cool. But a lot of the time, this is like a radiation treatment, cauterization, something like that. If you're talking about like a Mohs treatment, it's more like this. The cups in medical readings will be elixirs and liquids and things like that, not necessarily chemotherapies. Me personally, when I read for medical readings, chemotherapies come up more as like a single wand, some kind of wand like that. Oh, Tina, thank you so much for gifting all of those memberships. I will highlight you in just a second. So the Ace of Pentacles, I do think we go through this process. I don't think it's too exciting, but I think that we wind up with a pill. The pentacles can sometimes be pills. So keep that in mind. I think this looks really, really good. Before I go, because I was going to give you a gratis reading, let's see what wifey needs to know for the rest of the week. And again, Atlantis Square Pantis is one of my favorite SpongeBob movies. David Bowie does one of the voices in it. He's the king of Atlantis. What's that? Wifey, there you go, with lovers in the middle. And we've got the 8 of Pentacles. This is grandbabies. I want you to know that. So lovers very rarely comes up for me as a couple. It's more of contracts. Like it's more of like a couple that gets married. A couple that makes like a formalized commitment rather than people that are dating. 2 of Cups, I get more with that. But for the lovers, for me, it's more of like a cooperation. So I think these are the grandbabies because this is 8 of Pentacles and the Lovers card. What's underneath? The Hermit. All you want is a little bit of peace and quiet. Get your peace and quiet. I know we're going into the holiday weekend. Get your peace and quiet after the holiday weekend's over. You got plenty of time for hot dogs and barbecue and all that stuff. Here's our 2 of Cups, lovey-dovey. This is with that grumpy Marine back here. Tell that grumpy Marine Greg and I say hi. Semper Fi, my friend. I don't know if we're allowed to say Semper Fi. Are we? As non-Marines?
Always faithful.
But can we say that? Like, are we allowed to say that?
Semper Fidelis Tyrannosaurus. What you meant to say was Six Semper Tyrannis. What you actually said was always faithful, great lizard.
Always faithful.
Cool.
Cool. So, Wifey, I think you've got a little bit of a busy weekend ahead of you. Just take your time. Okay. Enjoy the moments. Enjoy those hot spots where things are flaring up and everybody's excited and having a great time. Time to spend alone. You could do that later. Tell that grumpy Marine, hang out. I am pretty sure you're going to have those grandbabies over at the house and everybody's going to be getting their boogie on. Barbecue, hot dogs, hamburgers. I loved that growing up. I thought that was great. So, Tina, thank you so much for gifting all of those memberships. I'm going to gift some to myself right now. I'm going to give out 5. I'm sending 5 right now myself. There we go. 5 memberships out to you guys. Oh, Beverly Alford got one. I think I'm going to have to message her and tell her that. Hogmother, what a great name.
Hogmother.
Hogmother. Love that. I hope she has like pigs. So thank you so much, Tina. Thank you. If you guys know anybody, hi, thankfully. If you know anybody that was on that list that got memberships, just if you see them in another chat, give them a shout out. Tell them they got a free membership for the month. So Lady of the Lake, let's go. Will your new son's new job be permanent? Will your son's new job be permanent? 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands. I don't think so. Don't be upset about that. Because so 8 of Wands is speed communication. We're going through things a little bit quicker. When I teach tarot, I teach the pip cards like we're building a house. And so when we get to the 8s, we're steaming to the finish. We're trying to really get through all the rough stuff and get to the finish. So with these 2 8s, this is what I would call a lily pad job, but it's going to teach him something that he needs to know for the future. So we're moving away and moving into the future. 6 of Cups down here. I don't think that he's going to love the position. Oh, Dave, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Hang on. I'll get to you next, honey. I don't think he's going to love this new position that he's in. 7 of Swords. I think there's going to be a lot of complications in leadership and the chain of command. So this is he, if he says to you, you know what, the place is run like crazy, because sometimes, people say that and you're like, oh, just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. I think this place is run a little poorly. And, when you're in a position not of leadership and a place is run poorly, it's really difficult to kind of thrive and survive in that situation. Sorry, I quoted Meghan Markle there. So tell him, get in there, sponge it up, absorb all of the information, good and bad. If they're running it poorly, he should make notes on how people are running it poorly. I just had a meeting with a client, and they're starting their own business, and so it was wild, because I actually let the reading go long, because I was half giving advice as like a business owner. I've owned 2 businesses in my life, and I was half giving psychic readings. So I was like kind of going back and forth. And the self-employment is great. It's really great. I had an old friend of mine. She just texted me today, and she was like, "Hey, take 4 days off and let's go dancing." She said, "Let's go dancing." And I was like, I can't. I have my own business. And she's like, "Oh, you can work remote." I'm like, I work remote all the time. So it's not as easy as me, working remote. I have a lot of gear that I got to bring with me. It does make things a little bit trickier for me. So that's one of the downsides of running your own business. But if you can do it from anywhere, you can do it from anywhere. So I could easily bring my laptop and a camera, but with this particular friend, testing 1 2. Can you guys hear me? Thumb up if you can hear me. My mic just died for a second. 1 2 3 4.
50, 50.
A whole new world. I actually can sing, guys. See? So have him just soak up everything that they're going to teach him, good and bad, and you don't have to leave mad, like that's something. I had a lot of friends that they were like, I feel like I have to leave every job like mad. And my last corporate job, I was not mad when I left. I gave notice, and I gave them plenty of notice. I said, you tell me that how long it's going to take you to backfill my position. And oh, you're welcome, Lathan. And they were furious. They were furious that certain people were furious that I was leaving. And then somebody else quit without any notice. They were like, I'm not even coming in. Yesterday was my last day. And that was what kind of saved my reputation there. So when I found out that other person was leaving, I said, well, do you guys need me to stay a little longer? And they were like, yes, please. And I was like, okay. So sometimes it all works out. So oh, Dave, that's terrible. Okay. All right. I am so sorry, Dave. We're gonna throw some magic in the chat for Dave. Let's
What happened?
read the chat. All right. 11-hour surgery. That's long. Okay. Whoa. And thank you, Dave. Thank you for helping support the channel. It really does mean a lot, guys. The Sun, that's a good card, Dave. No matter what, the Sun is a good card. It is a good card. Okay. We're good here. We're good. Queen of Cups. Little bit of recovery time here. Okay. So we're gonna. I don't know how close you are to Dad. If you can go over and really kind of give him. I know you have a lot of obligations on your hands as well. But here he's going to need a lot of support. So if we can get maybe some extra care in there with like a traveling nurse, or we call them visiting nurses here. I don't know how you guys term them in Australia, but it does look like this is not bad. Okay. But a lot of they're going to need thankfully has some very powerful prayer in her. So prayers coming from her is fantastic. Thank you, my dear. 4 of Pentacles. The Fool. Safe and fresh new start. This is good stuff, Dave. Good stuff. So I think let's leave it at that. And let me read for you a little bit, and I'll WhatsApp you in a little while too. That's a really good spread right there. Yeah, that was a good spread. Let me read for you, Dave. What do you need to do to help Dad? What do you need to do to help Dad? So I do think that you need to communicate with the doctors too. So make sure that they kind of have a bat phone to you, a Dave Murphy phone. 4 of Wands. You're getting good cards on this, Dave. Ace of Wands. There you go. So remember what I just said. Like when we're talking about medical stuff, the wands sometimes are like the radiation, chemotherapy, that kind of thing. I'm not getting a chemotherapy. I'm not when I read on chemotherapy, I usually get like a flush through the system. Like I'll feel kind of like a hot rush kind of come through. This feels more radiation. This feels more directed. But Dave, this is even continuing into the future. Make sure that like you're kind of there, like invested in the whole process. 4 of Pentacles. We're going to get to a safe place. The Fool again. Dave, these are really, really good cards. Ace of Cups. We're getting good cards on King of Pentacles. Your dad's a tough guy. He's a tough guy here, just like you. He's a survivor. He's gonna do okay. All right. So this kind of energy, with our ancestors and the next generation above us, we sometimes borrow energy back and forth. And so okay. Thank you, Dave. So we were talking about it in the past life regression. Dave was at the past life regression that we did. Was it last week? I think it was last weekend. And we were talking about sometimes borrowing the energy from our ancestors. Sometimes our ancestors will kind of pass that energy over to us and say, here, have a taste. I think we were talking about it in the past life regression. I think I was. But sometimes in our relationships with our parents, we have to borrow their strength when they are weaker. That strength is still there energetically, but we just have to get that from them. The energetic strength we will get from them. While the body is weak, we can borrow that. We can be strong on their behalf. So do that for him. do that for him. And, just while he is resting, you can kind of throw some of the healing energy back at him. While you're sitting at his side, you can just kind of, say, I'm going to do this. We're all going to cover him in some white light. So, white, golden light, whatever color your universal light is, we're going to all send that to Dave's dad tomorrow. So, right now, Dave is in our tomorrow. So I think it's going to be our next tomorrow. So, Dave, it gets so complicated with your time zone. But much, much love to him, Dave. Much love to him. We'll talk more privately on WhatsApp, and we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive for him. Yeah, so I think there is something to be said about your disposition. Eventually the body is going to break down at some point. All of us, our bodies are eventually going to break down, but you can kind of turn things around, and you can set courses in a different direction. So there it is. So Dave, we'll talk more, my friend. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I could give you some good news. Good things coming. Yes, Dave Murphy with his adorable children. Yes, Dave Murphy with his good kids there. So let me go back. I think I had some more. I think I had another question. Outer limits. I have your question about Tommy Robinson. Now I know Trump, Dave, thank you. And we'll be thinking about him. You got to keep us posted on Dad. Okay. So Tommy Robinson, is he going to be able to get out of the UK, or is it like an extraction? Like, poor Tommy Robinson. I heard they're not treating him very well. And there go my cards. Shuffleability of these cards are very slippery. Also, Zephyr, I was going to let you know about this. I saw a clear playing card deck, and it's anatomy, and they have like a little skeleton, and as you go through the cards, the 52 playing cards, like the skeleton gets built. Really, really cool.
It's like an MRI.
It's like an MRI. That's exactly what it looked like. It was very cool. So Tommy Robinson, let's check in on that boy. Tommy Robinson. The star. Oh, it's not what I want. I did not want this card for him. The star is way in the future. The star is way, way in the future. Ace of Cups, new beginning, strength, patience. I think he's there for a bit, guys. I wish he wasn't. King of Wands. He really is. I don't know if this will get my video popped. Really is a political prisoner. The Magician. They are going to have to get him out of the UK. He's going to have to come to another country. The reason being is because he, with that Magician card up top, really does have ideas, information, data, and proof that let me mark that outer limits there. They're going to keep arresting him. They're going to keep him locked up, and either in lawfare or literally locked up, because he has way too much information. He's got way too many ideas. Elon may try to help. Let's see. Is Elon going to help him out? There's a Knight of Swords. Elon Musk. Huh. And we got the Chariot. Oh, isn't she beautiful, that Chariot? Oh, look at her. Six of Wands. Lady of the Lake. I think you're onto something here. I think Elon Musk may give a hand. Elon Musk really is not a South African. He's not an American. He's kind of an earthling. Well, he might not be an earthling, but he really is more of a planet Earth kind of guy. I don't think that he really belongs in one country. Very, very odd dude. I still my jury is still kind of yeah, I know Starmer is not well liked. I know he's not well liked. So poor Tommy Robinson. So all right, is he how is he right now? Let's see how he is right now. Ten of Swords. He's beat down right now. They're not treating him well. The Tower. Oh, look at this. 8 of Swords. And 2 of Wands. There's more. I know that there's more than just two-party system in the United Kingdom. I know you guys have some grades of liberal and hi, Marie B.
Just clean and dirty.
What cute little dog you have, Marie B, in your profile pic. That is a cute little dog. So I think that there's more than one political party that is not very keen on Tommy Robinson. So I think it's really a matter of a bit of a collective effort. I don't want to say everybody, but it's a bit more of a collective effort to keep him where he is. Oh, I'm sorry, Marie B. Inashibu. That was little Lucy. Oh, I'm sorry, but that beautiful, beautiful girl there. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. Dave, do you want Starmer in Australia? Do you want him there? So, okay, now this story, this was Starmer that's had personal property arson attempts, right? Isn't that Starmer that it happened? Marie B, I do animal readings too. Just in case. I've got a couple of people that I've got to get scheduled. I've got this cool dog tarot. It's a cute little deck. So we want to bust out some dog readings. Oh, it is so miserable and rainy here. My throat is already sore, guys. Allergies, rain, crazy. So just so Zephyr, yes, this is Starmer had 3 personal property arson attacks. What's with this business about the escorts too? Take a look at that. Ah, cards are flying. Your follow-up question. Okay, hang on. Okay, here we go. Okay, different. There we go. Different angle. As a crackdown on free speech. Okay, I got it. I gotcha. I'm with you. I can't tell.
No, wait a minute. That wasn't me. That was a guy.
Yes.
I can say now. I pulled over. Yeah. Okay. I thought you said it was.
Can I tell the story? Am I allowed to tell the story?
I'll give you a lot more stories in a few months.
So today Greg and I were in the car, and I said something to him, and he goes, I'm with you. And I go, are you drunk? Oh, we started laughing because once upon a time I was on the phone with Greg while he was at work, and he said, "Oh, this guy's riding on his rims, and there's sparks flying
He
everywhere."
was on his control arm.
On
It was long.
What's a control arm?
Yeah, that's further in.
Oh, so sparks are flying.
All round parts of the wheel were gone.
At all the round parts of the wheel were gone. Wouldn't be an oop if it didn't have a hole in it.
Yeah, there's no oop in it.
So Greg said, hang on. I was on the speakerphone, and he pulls over and he goes, hey, guy, you having a problem there? And the guy goes, I'm with you. And Greg goes, oh, you're really drunk, and I have to call you back.
He was like, yeah, I am.
Yeah. So,
but so there is a continuation of the story.
Well, no. Oh,
when I went to court,
yes, the guy turned his life around.
I spoke to the attorney. The attorney's like, hey, yeah, this guy, like, apparently, he was living a pretty wild life, and he just after that, he put himself to rehab. He got himself,
turned his whole life around.
Turned his whole life around. He's been doing great since that. So, all right, that's cool.
So Outer Limits, don't worry about getting me in trouble. My channel's about to get in a lot of trouble. Lady of the Lake, I'm jealous that you're in bed. I think I'm going right to bed as soon as Angus gets back from the mall. So all right, so let's see. Let's check in on Stama. I know he's trying to do free speech, not so free speech stuff outside of the country. Stama. 9 of Wands, back against the wall. He's not moving. Oh, the Emperor. He is not moving. Not moving on this one. Knight of Cups down below. Oh, Marie, thank you. Marie, do you have a question? You want me to read for the dog? Tell me which dog you want me to read for, and I will do that. King of Cups in the back. Ace of Wands up top. Trying to get a new start. I gotcha. Thank you, wifey. Thank you for helping me up. And the Moon. The Moon. So we absolutely have a little bit of teamwork going on here, hiding what's going on. Let's talk about these weird fires. Weird fires. Hi, D. It's raining here too. It's raining here. I got you, Marie. I'm going to get you next. Let's see these fires. Oh, Lady of the Lake. Oh, there's a lot going on. Fires. 7 of Wands. Promises made, promises not kept. That's why those fires keep happening. There are promises made and promises not kept. Now, we keep hearing about these escorts. What's going on with the escorts? Temperance. 6 of Cups. Revisiting those Bonnie bygone school days. 9 of Cups. Serving up some fun on a silver platter. That's what we've got. So he's revisiting those Bonnie bygone school days with chums. Let's put it that way. Sorry. Marie, thank you so much for your super sticker. Very appreciated. It keeps my channel pumping along and lets YouTube know that I am a good partner. So here we go. And I'm going to read out of the book a little bit because the book is actually really, really cute. Keep hitting that like button. Charlie or Pomeranian? Charlie. All right, Charlie. So Charlie's right back paw, it's something about his toes. I don't know if his nails are too long or it's the pads on that back foot are a little bit sore. I know my girl Raven, her nails are long. She gives me a really hard time about clipping them, but it just feels like that there's something on that back right paw, the toes at the fore of the paw. So like I think they're a little sore, but it feels more it's not like joint soreness. It is soft tissue soreness, almost like the paw has like a little bit of a sore in the front. Just take a look at that. Like if he won't let you look at his feet, but I just take a look at it. And I don't know if you're in America, Chi-Town. I don't know if Chi-Town you're in Chicago. Bag Bomb. You can order it at Amazon. You can get it. It's literally called Bag Bomb. It comes in a little square packet. I'm not a vet or anything like that, but I used to be a dog trainer once upon a time. And that was a great product for us for I trained security dogs, so like protection animals. And my facility was on a farm and I had a farm myself. So we would use the Bag Bomb. It's actually for cow udders. When they get sore from milking, and they would put it on there, so it's actually really good. If they ingest a little bit of it's not a big deal. Of course, don't eat a whole container, but you can sometimes, if you are in the United States, buy it in Walgreens. Sometimes they have it on the bottom shelf in the lotion section, so like where they keep the Noxzema and all of like the heavy creams. Oh, you lost connection. Hi, Marie. I'm just reading for you. I just started. So what I was saying was, I think Charlie. Oh, my husband is now paying me for the $10 he borrowed today. So you know what? It doesn't feel like a cut. It feels like an abrasion. So I don't know if maybe he was outside. Thank you, honey. I don't know if he was outside and maybe scraped that paw on like some concrete or the macadam or something like that. So so just take a look at that. I also think there's something on the left ankle, which actually makes sense, because if he's favoring that back leg, the right or the left front ankle or wrist would be a little overworked. So just give him a little rub down with that. A little rub down with that. He's got 4 of them. So what does little Charlie want you to know? He does have joint problems. The back foot feels like soft tissue, though. It feels like an abrasion on the pads. Just take a peek. Just take a peek. The Fool. There's our boy. There's our boy. And the sun. Oh, he's glad the weather's starting to warm up. And the 7 of Bones. So with the weather warming up for him, one of the things I do want to caution you is that, as soon as it starts to warm up, dogs think that they're young, they're spring chickens again, and they start to like run out the door and run around like lunatics. So just make them take it a little bit easy. I know with the smaller breeds and with the larger breeds, unless they're bred to like a Malinois, like they're just shooting out the door. The smaller breeds tend to be sparkier longer in life, and they will shoot like right out the door as soon as you open it. As he gets older, you can start to put him on it. This is dog trainer advice. Put the leash on him and walk him outside. Let him go to the bathroom, and then let him have like a little cruise around. So almost like a warm-up lap. Just kind of let him ease into getting a little nuts. And if you bring him back in the house and he's really nuts, like say you live in a city and you take him for like an actual walk around the block, when you come back in, sometimes the dogs will get the zoomies and they'll be running around. Put him on the leash. Putting your dog on a leash is not a bad thing. And with the smaller breeds, sometimes you can put a puppy leash on them and let them drag it around in the house, and it'll just slow them down. Just make sure they don't chew on it and ingest it and all that stuff. But sometimes, like just having, the little dangle here, even though it's not attached to anybody, they they'll respect that. That was one of the things when I was training, I would send the dogs home. And I want to make sure I talked about this. So this is the excitement of sunshine coming out, things warming up, and running around like a lunatic. So when I was dog training, one of the things that I would do is I would board the dogs for a given amount of time. Parents could come and visit with an appointment. They could come see their pets. I had an open door policy. But when they went home, I said, you have to either keep a leash or a tab on the dog for a length of time, because otherwise you're going to go back to all their old behaviors. So the people that didn't listen to me were very surprised when their dog went back to all their old behaviors. Moving furniture, moving, hang on. Hi, Kelly. I see you. Outer limits. So I guess we're reading for dogs for a little bit. We could do that. I'm okay with reading for pets. So I read for pets. I will give you guys an update on the kittens too. The kittens are doing fabulously. They are fat and fabulous. So yeah, it's really important when you move furniture, move houses, anything like that. Anytime you change a location, it changes the rules for the dogs. This applies for when you leave your house. So if you go for a walk with your dog, if you go 2 blocks away from your house, you're going to notice that their behavior and their manners are going to be much more polite, because they don't know what to expect when they're in that area. They don't know what the rules are set in that area. So it's always a never with dogs. If they're always allowed to go on the couch, they're never allowed to go on the couch. Like, it's one or the other. So when they go into a new area, and by new I mean someplace they're not all day long, they're questioning what the rules and regulations are in that zone. All right, so oh, this is great. We're getting a lot of dog questions. All right. Super cool. All right. So Marie, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you. I'm gonna remove that comment and let me get back over here. Let's see where I am. So hang on. Starmer and Macron with the white flower. With the white flower. All right. Remember, if I'm doing readings for you guys, if you would be so kind, I do request, if we're doing readings even for pets, drop me a $5 if you can. You can drop me $1. Doesn't make a difference. You're paying the rent. Paying the rent for me on YouTube. Making me a good partner for YouTube. All right. Starmer and Macron with the white flower. Was it what we thought it was? 2 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. Oh my God. 7 of Swords under the surface. You know what? They were up to something. Ace of Pentacles there. 7 of Cups. We're the kings of the world. 7 of Wands. So, justification of doing elite things. Now, people keep talking about these celebrities, and just let me check my chat here. Dave, you've never had a pet?
What?
Dave has never had a pet.
What?
Yeah. Outer limits. We're just at going on 5 weeks old with our kittens. So these celebrities and persons of note, when we see those white powders and things, I don't want you guys to think that it's what you think it is. It's actually something else. It's actually another substance that is not in fair trade. It's not something that people like us have access to. It is beyond that, Stephanie. It is something very different from that. So I think they have figured out how to distill certain things into a transportable form. I think it used to be a golden liquid, but now it is not. I think it is something else. Yeah. I got to be careful. Got to be careful here.
Does it have the word chrome in it?
I think it does. I think it does have. It's like powdered chrome. Powdered chrome. So I do think that, we do have all those kids missing. Sound like Lionel Nation. What are you talking about? Where are these people? Oh, Dave Murphy, your mom is funny. Yep. So Gregopedia, you asked about, okay, so guys, Bruno was he was like a pit bull mix, like a pit bull whippet kind of. He was an odd dog. He was the perfect dog. He's a perfect dog, but he's hard to describe. He was only like 35 pounds, but he was bigger than a 35-pound dog. If you've ever seen like the antique photo with the dog that had the monocle and he was like sitting there with a pipe, that's exactly what Bruno looked like. He was a very old-fashioned dog. All right, so we're tapping into Grimm, not the dog deck.
Yes, you're on the feline deck.
So Grimm and Dave Murphy, you're friends with me on Facebook. I just posted the other day Grimm's picture where like I did his Plenty of Fish picture where like he looked all sexy and trim in one shot, and then he was laying out there like all huge. He was a grand cat. All right, so Grimm, 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands, the Hermit, Page of Swords. Are you listening?
Yeah, but there's a delay on my
6 of Pentacles. We're going to get him back. He is going to come back.
Is he one of the kittens now?
That was what I was thinking. I'm trying to identify if he's one of the kittens. I think we have to observe Gandalf a little bit longer.
For some reason, I felt like there was a weird connection with Gandalf.
Yeah, and Gandalf seems to kind of be doing the same things as him. He's a very sleepy cat. World card, and I think we're gonna have to ask him some questions because the personalities do change a little bit. They don't come back exactly the same. Mm-hmm. We're keeping all these kittens, aren't we? Huh. Oh wait, Candace Owens helping Harvey clean his image. Harvey Levin or Harvey Weinstein. So we'll check that out. We'll check that out, Greg. Do some tests. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Kelly, I'm going to throw you a gratis reading. Last night you had an incredible dream about your beloved Henry cat. I held him and felt it. I could feel him. Was it him? Was it him? Oh, Stephanie, I'm your huckleberry on that question. I got you. The Hermit. That's a good sign. So, all right. So why is the Hermit a good sign? Thinking that a beloved came to you. So the Hermit goes off into this netherworld. It's a frozen tundra in most cards, but it's going. It's what?
Lambeau Field?
Yes. It is going off to try and get rid of all the noise so that you can focus on the energies in that torch at hand so that you can kind of focus yourself. So, do I think Page of Wands? Do I think that Henry came back? Yeah. Four of Cups in dreams. In dreams, we can touch and communicate with our beloved. So I'm gonna say yes. This psychic says yes. Henry was reaching out, and you were definitely cuddling with him last night. So ask him to come back. You can ask him to come back. Ask him to come back. Let me go back here. We got Issa. Issa, you're adopting a Yorkie from a breeder named Fanya, 4.5 years old. Okay. Thank you for your super chat, my dear. What's this new little lady going to be like? One of biscuits, one of wands. She's going to be a little spicy. That's okay. The sun, a delight, though. A delight. Oh, 7 of bones again. Okay. Very busy. Very busy. Now, how about your girl, Yorkie lady? Seven of leashes. I like that they're both sevens here. And the hydrant, which is like the Hierophant. So, one of the things I always say that 2 dogs is easier than 1 because, they're kind of having fun together. I like that they're both 7, but 7s are chaotic. Oh, and I'm sorry if you can't see that. Let me move it up a little bit. 7s are a little bit chaotic. Most important thing, I think, is to not treat them as a pair. I don't think that lady is going to love being treated like a sister. I think she's going to want to be the queen, and this other dog can be some kind of duchess. We know how that went over in the royal family. So, Wheel of Fortune, that is a good sign. And the Oracle, pay close attention. So again, like as a dog trainer, Issa, I used to be a dog trainer. I still am a dog trainer. I'm still certified dog trainer. Leashes, and modify behavior. So dogs that don't like each other, if you have the occasion where you go to a dog a dog park or something, and there's a dog that just doesn't get along with yours. The reason why you have the leash on is that they can't get at each other, but the idea behind it is to override the behavior, their personal behavior with your commands. So, I used to specialize in aggressive dog cases, and what you will work with is your aggressive dog is never going to be, if it's a cranky, miserable animal, he's never going to be a happy-go-lucky golden retriever. But you need to have the shut off switch, which is your sit command, your down command, your off command, your stop command. You build those things into the dog. So when you are getting these gals together, I want you to really be observant about their behaviors. When lady needs private time, give lady private time. I was always a big fan of a crate for every dog in households, multi-dog households, because it's their own room. They can keep their stuff in there. If they have a special bone they like, they can keep it in there. Do I think that this relationship will go well? I think they are suited for each other. I think lady is going to be the boss, but I also think that this new little Duchess, I'm going to call her Duchess, I think she's going to bring a very positive spirit into the house. I'm not sure why no one has adopted her yet. I'm going to mute myself for a second because I'm coughing. Sorry about that, guys. When I talk too long, I actually start coughing. I actually was emailing HD Tutor today, and he could not get into the copy of our meeting that we had. The copy that I made, it was made on my system, and I had to apologize to him. I said, after we recorded that, I got very, very sick, and I've recovered. He was very gracious about it. But I watched part of the video, and it's so funny because that was the beginning of me starting to cough with the second round of flu. So it was very wild. Yes, Marie, separate crates, beds, safe spaces. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, Stephanie, if you have any questions about dog training, I'm more than happy to answer them. It's so funny. Like Greg made a comment one day because I had like a string of videos or a string of private readings, and like I was like, quiet, everybody's asking me about dogs and insurance and stuff. He's like, how is it that you have like all these dogs and insurance people that are coming? I'm like, I don't know. They wound up coming in. So I'm going to do this gratis for Outer Limits 2, your Chihuahua, signs of stiffness, 13th year, borrowed time as he had a growth removed 5 years ago. I'm just going to take a little dip into your Chihuahua. Love those Chihuahuas. Your Chihuahua gets headaches. I want you to know that. Sometimes a little cranky. And I do think it's due to dehydration, and it's more so over here. You'll see I'm going to make myself big for a second. You'll see when your Chihuahua has headaches, he'll do that kind of, this eye will go. So if he has headaches, just like kind of, keep the volume down. But fluids will help. So if you can get more fluid into him, if you can entice him to eat or drink. I don't know if you make jello or jelly, if you can give him a little bit of that, or if you can make the sugar-free one. But those make little cubes, and those are hydrating, I believe. I don't know. I'm not a huge jello eater. I just don't love jello. Oh, I didn't even realize I have my name up on me. Hi, look at me. Look at me. So we're rolling up on 2.5 hours, guys. Let me see if I have any more questions in here. We've got the Candace Owens one. That is the last one that I have marked. So we'll roll out on this one. And then we'll talk a little bit about past life stuff, because Dave's got some neat things going on. Oh, Marie, do I train husbands to clean house? Greg, do I train husbands to clean house?
No.
So I'm a pretty good negotiator from my life in sales. And before Greg and I got married, I made one of the worst negotiations that I've ever made in my whole life. He's laughing over in his chair. What I told him was that when we moved in together, he didn't have to cook, clean, or do any laundry. I was not drinking when I made that deal, and you have done none of those things since we actually no.
The bargain.
He's done a little bit of laundry. Abo Lynn, I saw a comment from you back a little bit. I got to grab that. Oh, I'm scrolling all over the place, and I do have a reading special going on right now for the next couple of days. But Abo Lynn, hang on, before we do Stephanie's question, I just want to go back to Abo Lynn. We had a private reading and I suggested you get travel insurance. Did you get travel insurance? And oh, that stinks. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be weather related. Oh, man. And you didn't get the travel insurance. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That really stinks. Our cat Grim that I was just talking about, he had kidney issues. Bruno had kidney issues.
Grim had diabetes.
No, they said his kidney numbers were bad too. When we got the insulin for him. So, oh man, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Outer limits. Let me go back to my live comments here. Oop. The eye I squinted is he said surgery. Oh, popped his eye out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yowza. Yowza. So we'll talk a little bit about past lives. Let me hide that current comment. So let's talk about Candace Owens and Hervé Weinstein. Is she running cover for him? Emily. Whoop. I am. What is Candace Owens up to? Seven of Wands. Here, I'm going to bring this up. Seven of Wands. I do think she is trying to get both sides of the story. Candace Owens is a very interesting character, and she's a little too extreme sometimes for me. But I do think that she's very bright, and I do think she does make an effort to get she was making an effort to get both sides of the story. I think she's gotten a little bit different. She's trying to uncover. I got you, Issa. I got you. So, just Issa, clarify. Fanya is the dog you have now, or the dog that's coming? Just fill me in on that, honey bunny. So, she is going to try and show. Thank you, Issa. Candace Owens is going to try and show. And you know what? Don't get mad at me about this, because I'm not saying it was right or it was wrong, but she's going to try to show that these women, some of them, not all of them, but some of these women made use of the gross, well-placed Harvey Weinstein. to further their career. She's going to show, or she's attempting to show, that it takes two to tango, and that you can, there is some level of culpability. Now, I have said that about one of the women in particular, one that I've been told I look like Ashley Judd. And I've said, Ashley Judd had a very long career, and you can't turn around and say, well, I was doing X, Y, and Z for Hervé, and now I'm mad about it after my career is no longer viable. So I think that Candace Owens is trying to do that. Is she running cover for him? I don't think so. I think she's going to call a spade, because I do think that there were circumstances where he was a bit more aggressive with women that he had no intention of giving a boost. But I think she's going to try and show that he made some of these women household names. I think she's going to try and do that. Did he ruin the career of Mira Sorvino? Yes, he did. He buried her, not literally, figuratively. What Marilyn Monroe famously said after, she hit a certain amount of notoriety, I will never have to suck another cock again. I did say that. I never curse on this show, but it was a quote. She did say that. So, boy, I did curse really boldly just now on my channel. Woo!
You went blue.
I went blue. Must be this haircut. So must be the hair that I'm working with. I think she's going to try and show that some of the incidents were situational. Oh, Hog Mother. You have a great name, Hog Mother. That is a great name. I'm sorry that I just cursed. But I'm embarrassed now. Oh no, oh Dave, I'm so sorry. I will not curse on my channel anymore. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Marilyn Monroe was absolutely brilliant. My daughter for Mother's Day got me a copy of a 1964 it's like a portfolio about her death, and it's got all the old documents reprinted in it. It's really, really cool. So I sat down and read half of it last night. I'm going to read a little bit more of it. It was like just such a great, thoughtful, amazing gift. Very, very, she was the first woman to have her own studio. She had like her own studio that she was setting up. So Dave, I'm so sorry that I cursed in front of your kid. I'm mortified that I never curse on this channel. I'm blushing. I'm so embarrassed. God bless that kid. So yes, how embarrassing. I said clock. You lint liquor? I'm going to say lint liquor from now on. Violetta, darling, how are you? How are you, my friend? B-Bear! I'm still waiting for someone to make a great Marilyn Monroe movie, too. I am. Yes, Lady of the Lake, she died young. So, there's a few interesting books that I've read on her. If somebody should make the what we think happened. So let's talk about past lives a little bit. I'm going to pull down.
Kind of like OJ's If I Did
It. No, not OJ's If I Did It. But more like the what is the name of the book? I think it's the Murder of Marilyn Monroe. And it purports that Bobby Kennedy was in Los Angeles that night, that they got him in and they got him out, and that he was at the house, and that Peter Lawford was with him. And Peter Lawford was haunted by this until he died. It was one of the reasons why he got so far in the bottle. Oh wait, do I have another reading? I'm sorry. Wait, I do. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm sorry, Isa. I almost forgot. I'm still here. Isa, I'm sorry about that. I closed up the readings, but I got you. I got you, honey. I got you. Oh my God. Wifey, you're killing me. All right. So Isa, thank you for your super chat. So we'll go back to the whole past life thing. In fact, maybe I'll do a little past life stuff here. How will Fanya's health fare in the coming year? So let's see how her health is right now. Just gonna look at how her health is right now. Hi, sweetie pie. Talking to you, Elle. Hang dog, 7 of bowls, and the cat. So, does she have health issues right now? So Fanya, there, ask the breeder, was there some kind of like respiratory issue at some point? It could be kennel cough, like it could be just some kind of kennel cough, maybe. It feels like there's a little bit of pressure, hard to breathe. And I do feel like that's still healing. I don't think that that's entirely healed. So it could be, I mean, if she's at a breeder, like kennel cough, it's coronavirus. It's something you can vaccinate for, but they sometimes get it anyway, even if there's a vaccination for it. But it does feel like there's a little bit of a swampiness to her lungs. And I do think that there is a genetic predisposition for some cancers to develop later. I don't know how you feed your dogs, but they're so little. If you have the 2 Yorkies, I mean, you may have like 12,000 other dogs. I don't know. But doing a home cooked diet would work best for Fanya. And that's for kind of like long range life. So like, you do like the ground beef or boiled chicken and some brown rice, something kind of healthy. She will do better on a home cooked diet than she will on a commercial bag diet. And any of the additives like I don't know if you're in the United States, like rough greens, it's an additive that people, it's like, it looks like bouillon, powdered bouillon, kind of put it over, but it's green and it has like vegetables and stuff. The fun thing about dogs is when they were in the wild, they did eat greens because they would eat game like a rabbit or a squirrel or even a deer, and they would eat the meat off that, and then when they would get to the middle, they would get like a salad in the belly. Like, a lot of the time there was still some rough greens in there. So they do actually eat greens. They don't primarily eat greens, but they can tolerate greens. So some dogs are a little bit better with it. So I do think that like a brown rice and boiled chicken kind of thing is going to work for her. I don't want to say that she has a sensitive stomach, but I think she can have a sensitive stomach with some foods. So just be a little bit cognizant of that. So long range health that we're looking at, the hydrant, that's pretty good. The moon, and the 7 of bones. So, like I said, I do think that there's a disposition for certain kinds of breed specific cancers, and that's from the breeding line, but not for a while. You're going to get plenty of time out of her. Um, I had a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend that she had a black lab. Black labs are a bigger dog. They don't really live, super long, like 10, 12 years. You're really lucky. Her black lab lived to be like, I was like 16 or 17. And he was in really great shape. And I was like, how is this dog in such great shape? I couldn't believe how old he was. And she says, well, I cook for him. And she would make like a big batch of food for him. And she would make him, it was the same thing every day. She put some vegetables in it, and she had, some rice and some meat mixed in. So, she did pretty well with that. I've got a hold. So sorry about that. That was Angus. I just want to make sure he wasn't on the side of the road, laying in a ditch, staring up at the sky. So, go to dinner, wifey. I will see you later. So we'll talk a little bit about past life regressions, because I'm going to be doing those once a month. And Isa, I hope that helps you. Hope that gives you a little bit of direction. A little bit of home cooked food is going to do her very, very well. All right. So let us know, Isa, next time you come on, how you make out with her. Curious how that whole relationship, getting everybody back in, or getting everybody on the same page, is going to work out. So, past life regression. So I've been into past life regression since I was 18, 53 now. So I find that they are a fun little respite from our regular life. We can see some cool stuff. A lot of the time you'll find out, like, this is why you're really fond of the Colosseum, because maybe you were there at one point. Or maybe you don't like the Eiffel Tower because you were a resident in France before the Eiffel Tower went up, and the Eiffel Tower, it was a whole bunch of nonsense going in when you were living there. With my private clients, and I do see clients privately. I do guided meditation either in a group format or in a private format. The private clients, if you have phobias, if you have relationship conflicts with a specific person, and it feels like it's systemic and it's going over several lifetimes, kind of a karmic thing, we can address that. We can talk about those kinds of issues and take you into the lifetime that really is pivotal for that. So we can do that in the group past life regressions. And like I said, I'm going to try and do these once or twice a month. I think I'm going to set up 2 different times, just because I want the Australian people and people in New Zealand to not have to get up in the middle of the night or get up too early in the morning. I would like them to be able to participate, but without troubling themselves. And I want my UK people to participate. It's really tricky to kind of get everybody at the same time that works together. So I think I'll do 2 sessions once a month, likely on the same day. So if you want, you can do 2, if you're awake. So basically we take you into a relaxed state. We guide you into this cave, and then I have you start floating, and like you're just kind of relaxing, and we're getting you into basically the construct, the infinite, and then you step into a past life. And the last one that we did, we went through our meals, And so I try and make it a little bit different every time so that we can go into some different things. So we could go for, the happiest day of your life could be the theme of one. We go see the happiest day of your life. We could just go to work, see what you did for a living in that life. Or like in the last one, we went through all three meals. So we went to the table to see what kind of food we had. And when you look at those foods, sometimes they actually will change. And it'll give you a perspective about where you are in the world. So, or where you are in that country, if you recognize the country. So sometimes people come back, they can get their name, they can get the year. I do ask you to try and identify the year. But it's a great lot of fun. Poor my girlfriend Debbie was in the last one. Poor Debbie, her doorbell rang and she had to go get it. And then when she came back, she couldn't kind of get back in it. So I owe her one. I got to take her through another one. But the past life regression is really fun. And I studied the works of Dick Sutphin and Dr. Brian Weiss. Dr. Brian Weiss, unbeknownst to me, was right in the town next to my parents' town when I was coming up. And I was very much into Dick Sutphin back in 89, 90. Dick Sutphin just passed away over the last few years. He's super, super cool. Outer Limits, yeah, you can do future life projection too. But when you go into the in between, you might make out some other deals. So it's more of a crafting kind of guided meditation. You're kind of crafting what that future life would be. But we can do specific life regressions. So we could look at you could have a lifetime on another planet and not recognize anything about yourself. We could always do a reading like that, or a session like that. I did one. We did one regression to Atlantis, and so I had everybody try and see if they had an existence on Atlantis. We could pick a time frame, and you jump in it, and you see, if you're older, if you're younger, that we can do things like that. The intention when we get in there, you can set it if there's no theme to it, like Atlantis, Lemuria, ancient Greece, the Maya. You can kind of set your intention if it's just a general one and say, I'd really like to see the past life that made me love bread, or I'd really like to see the past life that gave me my carpentry skills. You can look at that kind of thing and you set the intention as we begin. But with these regression or projection sessions, what we're going to do. Oh yes, my cave has an ocean, Tina. What we do is we do the regression, we do the progression, and then we just kind of sit down and chat about it after. And so I tell people, take notes. You don't have to be like in like this crazy space. You can actually take notes and jot down a few things. I do a post-hypnotic suggestion that you will remember everything. You also will get some spontaneous breakthrough like in your regular day. So you might pick up a fork and go, oh my God, this is the same pattern that was on the fork that I had in that house in 1937 Greece. Like, you may start to make like spontaneous connections. And I also make spontaneous connections through your dreams. So you have some stuff come through in your dreams. Dave, I think Dave, you had something come through in the dream in the last one. So, and I do a hypnotic suggestion, that you will not view anything with a subjective view. It's going to be very objective. You're not going to feel the feels from it. You're going to just kind of experience it like a movie that you're not very invested in. So that way you don't get any of the emotions. If sometimes when you do a past life regression, if you lose a child, lose a spouse, something like lose a family member, you're going to have emotions about that. So it scares you. It's actually really, really fun. It is really, really fun. We have a good time with it. And at any time you're not like trapped in it. You can get up. It's like it's easier than a movie theater. Just open your eyes, like you just open your eyes and you're fine. Violetta, I'm gonna make sure that I have 2 times on the next schedule so that we can get uh I know you're my time zone, but I want to make sure that we get everybody has an opportunity to do it. So it'll probably be like a Saturday night, or maybe like a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening kind of thing. So I will work on that. So they're really fun though. It's like one of my favorite kind of meditations. So um yeah, and like you're watching it like it's a movie. It's like, oh, it's almost like it's fascinating versus traumatizing again. Like I really do lay that on thick. I put that into the hypnosis twice, or the guided meditation. I put it in twice, that you're going to view everything objectively. You're not going to get caught up in it. You're not going to get because if you think about it, like, if you have a really great lifetime, and like, say, you're having a great time, you're rich, you're wealthy, you're fat and happy, you're eating great food, you're not going to want to leave that. So you're going to be kind of sad leaving that. So I don't want you to get too involved in it. One of the really cool things is that if you ever want to revisit a lifetime, we can do that as well. So it's not like one and done. Like, oh, once you go and visit, it's like, it escapes. Like, you can go back once you open up that doorway and you get to hang out in that lifetime. You can go back and you can check it out again. So but all good stuff. So again, I want to let you guys know we have the Memorial Flash sale is going on right now. The calendar is open. So if you guys would like to book, and again, like, you can book this hour sale indefinitely into the future. You'll be able to do it anytime. Here, I will show you. Whoop. Let me go to my page. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So, you know what? That I still have let me take that off. We got to shut this off. And refresh. There we go. There we go. So this is something that I did when I was away. The on the go text WhatsApp. That's if you just need like a real quick question. You can book that at any time. For 3333, I take a picture of the spread and I give you a little reading. I'm going to make a change to it. So for another 1111, I'll just do a video. The videos are actually really easy to do. It's a quick little Vimeo link. You can go right in there and check it out. This is the new sale right here, the Memorial Day flash sale. And as you can see, you go in there and you can book it anytime in the future. Obviously, Monday and Sunday, I am off. And you will see I'm off for 4th of July and also my birthday. Guys, my birthday's coming up. So you can book this anytime into the future. Dee, when did you sign up for? Dee, send me an email, please. fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. Because when they come through on my scheduler, it's booked at a certain time. So let me know and I will look that up. They usually don't slip past me like that. So fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. Please send me an email and I will take care of that right after this. If you've never had a reading from me before, I always have a first timer reading, 111 for 1 hour. And then there is a deep dive. Past lives here are open. And then there is a 2-hour session or the regular 1 hour session, which is going to be up and Adam after this sale is done. Now, remember the Memorial Day sale, I'm only going to have it open until Friday. You can book anytime into the future, but this link is only going to stay open for 3 days. So if you want to get in on this particular sale, jump in. I'm going to have a couple of other sales that go active over the summer, and then I'm going to leave them all the way until the end of the summer. So we won't have monthly sales over the summer. We're going to have a whole deck of sales, and you guys can come on in and have some fun with me. So stop sharing that. And guys, I think that's about it because I do. Oh, fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com, D. I'll put it in the comments for you. And I'm so sorry about that. Fortune. And if any of you are interested in the past life regression, just you can send me an email about that too. Put past life regression in the comment in the in the subject line, and just let me know like what time zone you're in, because I'm trying to make sure that I make it available for everybody. So this was a long one. Zephyr, thanks for sticking with me. Zephyr is helping me out in the back. She's freaking awesome. So all right, Emily, I just got dinged just as I wanted to wish you congrats on getting the job. Wait, oh, what's happening? Emily, did you get a job? What's that? Oh, Emily, congratulations. That's wonderful. Well done. Well done. Well done. Terrific, terrific. All right. All right, kids. Well, I am going to call it end of the live, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I think I have a video already ready for scandals for Thursday, but if I don't, I will get it done in the morning. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And D, send me an email right now because I will get that done today, right now. Okay, honey bunny? Talk to you in a bit. Bye, guys.